So welcome to the stream. For some reason, you won't be able to hear the audio directly from the system, but you should be able to hear it from the microphone. So I'm going to be maxing out my microphone. The only problem is you'll be hearing a lot of background noise. So I'm more or less trying to follow this. I'm new to React. Not necessarily new to React, but new to React Mobile. So I've gone through the first stage, or rather I've watched the first stage of the video. My whole job here is just to try. I've not set up my machine at all. So you guys will be with me. Hopefully you enjoy the stream. I don't exactly think that's possible. Well, yeah. Please enjoy the stream with me. And I hope the audio level is good. Not exactly sure. I will try my best to fix it as it goes. So whoever is on the chat, please tell me. So welcome. And let's start.
Base routing, styling, and much more. By the end of this course, you'll have a great understanding of React Native, and you'll be able to create your own apps using this powerful tool. Alongside this video, in the description below, I've also prepared the ultimate React Native guide that covers everything you need to know to become a fantastic developer. The guide covers the complete React Native roadmap, prerequisites, and essential React Native components and project ideas you can build and deploy to get a job. You can download the guide and use it as a reference whenever you're unsure what to do next. Of course, the guide is completely free, and once again, the link is in the description. Immediately after, I'll put your skills to the test in the JavaScript mastery style by teaching you how to build and deploy a complete full-stack React Native application. That's the only way to retain and expand your knowledge. The application you'll build is called Aura, a full-stack platform to share AI-generated stock videos. With a visually appealing onboarding screen, robust authentication system including both sign-in and sign-up screens, dynamic home screen showcasing the latest videos in an animated flat list with a comprehensive list of all videos with playback, pull to refresh functionality, full text search capability with a dedicated search screen, tab navigation for seamless browsing, a post create, basic elements like view, touchable, image, flat list, scroll view, safe area view, text input, and status bar, animations using Animatable, responsive design, styling using style sheet and tailored CSS, file-based and dynamic routing using nested routes and layouts, tab and stack navigation, custom hooks and fonts, video players, file pickers, professional code architecture, and a backend using AppWrite, an open source platform that lets you add auth, database, storage, and more so you can build powerful full stack.
So let's not get overwhelmed here. What he's actually saying is in this particular program, we will be learning how to build a React app with all of these features and all of these styles and all of this external use of APIs and different kind of thing. I'm not sure I'll be doing all of that because I don't want to write backend code here because I don't have a problem with backend code. That might take another session to do. That was not my aim. My aim is just to set up my first React Native application and move on from there. So I will be mocking the backend behavior. So I will not be actually creating credentials and all of that. Maybe on the next on another stream I might do backend, but for now I want to learn React Native, just the front end portion of it, and that's what we'll be moving forward to. I'll cut this and play.
Stack applications. Before we dive into the crash course, let's first create an account on AppWrite. In the description down below, you can find a special link that will allow you to follow along and see exactly what I'm seeing in this video so you won't get stuck. Sign in with GitHub, and that's it. Now, let's dive straight into the crash course. Before React Native, developing mobile applications for multiple platforms was hard. You had to write separate code bases for each platform, which was slow and expensive. But with React Native, you can write a single code base that works on both iOS and Android, which saves time and makes you a more efficient developer. One of the reasons React Native has become so popular is that it allows you to use native components, which results in better performance and user experience. And it's not only me who thinks that way. Big companies like Meta, Discord, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, Airbnb, and even Call of Duty use React Native to build their mobile applications. It's gotten so good that you'll see only a few people fluttering these days. On top of the
Ah, he just yapped people who are using Flutter. Flutter was something that I wanted to learn like 5 years ago. Has it been that long? More than 5 years ago. And I never really got into doing it because, let's face it, it's like something new to me. I will learn Dart, then do all those UI, and what's the guarantee that Flutter will be here tomorrow? But Flutter is actually good. We use Flutter in our system, in our company, and it's actually very good. But the main thing is desire. Can I quickly create something in Flutter and translate that to the web? And the answer is no. So for the bulk of the application that I have in my head I want to make, it's not going to make any money. I'm just making it because of I want people to use something that I've created, not necessarily to make money out of it. So I don't want to invest all the energy in creating a Flutter application, learning the language, learning the UI ways, trying to make sure it works on iOS and Android, different kind of thing, code, platform specific code, and get confused. So I think the win-win for me for React Native is I learn React and I get to build a mobile app. So I think that's what I will stick with. It's not as if I've not touched React. If I have touched React, but I've never really done any good project in React, any serious project in React.
Native components. The benefits of React Native are also hot reloading, which lets you see the changes you make in real time, speeding up the development process. Strong community support, ensuring that the framework continually evolves and improves. And finally, it's easy to learn. If you're familiar with JavaScript and React, you can quickly learn React Native and start developing mobile apps, which is exactly what we'll do today. In this video, we'll use Expo. You're familiar with tools like Create React App or Vite, right? Expo is just that, only for React Native applications. It provides many tools and services that simplify development and help you build your apps more easily. One of the biggest benefits of using Expo is its simplicity. With Expo, you don't have to worry about configuring your development environment, dealing with native dependencies, or installing huge Android Studio or Xcode to get started. Expo takes care of everything, so you can...
This is one of my biggest problems with mobile development. I remember when I used to do Android, I will have to download different tools. Android Studio, I will download that one. I will make sure I have my JDKs. I don't need JREs. I'll make sure that I have all the environment that I need. Download the emulators, image, the ISO, different kind of things. But all those things, by the time I finish doing the app, the next time I want to come back again, they will say I need to download a new one, blah blah blah. It was very confusing. So I didn't want to touch all that, especially Xcode. I can't touch Xcode though, but to download it on it, I think Xcode is like 7 gig or so. Then you have to sign one license agreement with Apple. So many crazy things. So if Expo can more or less make the app for me and I can just test it on my phone, I think that's fine.
Focus on building your app. Expo also offers pre-built components and APIs for navigations, gestures, camera, and maps. You can write native code and compile and run it without published new releases.
Let me go back.
You can write native code and compile and run it without any issues. Specifically, its over-the-air updates automatically publish new releases. So, the next time somebody launches your app will have the latest JavaScript code you push. This usually requires a review from Google Play Store and Apple Store for each new update they have to bring, but not with Expo. In a nutshell, if you're new to React Native or want to develop your app quickly and easily, Expo is the way to go. It simplifies development and allows you to focus on building your app. launched a fantastic new routing system called Expo Router. It
Okay.
takes a different approach to handling navigation using a file-based routing system that is simpler, more intuitive, and very similar to how Next.js handles routing. Expo is also planning to add React server components soon. This means we'll be able to do similar things that we do in Next.js, from writing API routes to writing server components. It seems like web and mobile development are going hand in hand, all thanks to Expo. It's a no-brainer when big companies like Discord, Burger King, Coinbase, and Xbox choose Expo for their products. And if you still think using React Native CLI would have been better, then you really need to think twice. Remember, with Expo, you can eject your app anytime you want and then add additional features. Alright, let's jump right into the exciting stuff. We've already talked about the benefits and drawbacks of React Native and how Expo can make your life easier. Now, it's time to dive into the code and see how it works firsthand. If you've worked with React.js before, you'll find that React Native uses a similar syntax. But of course, there are some differences you should be aware of. Let's explore the ins and outs of React Native code, examine how it looks and how it functions, and compare it to React.js to help you understand the similarities and differences between the two. By the end, you'll understand React Native components and how to use them. When coding in React Native, you use JavaScript, just like in React.js. But instead of rendering HTML elements, you'll be rendering native components. So let's take a look at the basic React Native component example. We're importing two important components from the React Native library, view and text. And then we create a functional component called app that returns the view and text components wrapped inside the view component. What's interesting here is that we're using JS6 syntax, which makes it easy to convey and visualize the components in a more HTML-like way. Let's take a closer look at the text component. While in React, we use p or h tags for text. In React Native, we use the text component instead. It's pretty straightforward. The text component is used to display text in the app, and you can style it using the same CSS-like syntax as in React. You can set the font size, color, and weight using the style prop. React Native also offers a styles sheet utility, allowing you to define styles by creating a single JavaScript object. This optimizes performance, especially in larger applications. And as Tailwind CSS is rising in
So instead of having your p tags and your spans like in HTML, he's saying you can do that with view and text. Interesting.
Native React came into the picture. It allows you to write Tailwind-like styles within React Native. Isn't that crazy? It feels like we're working on a regular web app, but we're developing a mobile app. Now, let's talk about the view component. Think of it as a box or container that holds other components. It's similar to a div in HTML, but with some added functionality specific to mobile apps. The view component is often used to create layout structures for other components.
Okay.
It has many different prompts that can be used to control its appearance and behavior. One thing to know is that the view component uses Flexbox layout by default, which makes it really easy to control how its children components are laid out. So you can use Flexbox properties like flex direction, justify content, or align items to achieve the layout you want. But how can you add some interactivity to your React Native app? Well, get excited because we have some awesome components that can do just that.
Okay.
These components are perfect for creating buttons, links, and other interactive elements in your app. The first one on the list is touchable opacity, which is great if you want to create a button. Think of it as a cousin to the button component in React, but with even more room for customization and flexibility. The second one is touchable highlight, which allows views to respond to touch in a unique way. When touched, the component reduces the opacity of the wrapped view, revealing an underlying color. And then there's touchable without feedback, which is there if you need to create an element that's clickable, but
Okay.
you don't want it to have any visual feedback when pressed. It's especially useful for creating links or images that don't require any additional styling or effects.
So that's a replacement for
Apart from these
button.
touchable components, there's also activity indicator, which allows you to show a spinner or a loading indicator in your app. Button allows you to set properties like the title, color, and on-press function to be called when it's pressed.
Yeah.
But if you need more advanced styling or behavior, you may find yourself using the touchable components more often since they offer greater flexibility. The next component is the flat list, which is perfect for rendering a long list of items that needs to be scrolled efficiently. It's like the map function in React, but it has extra features like optimized scroll performance and item separation. So when should you use the flat list, and when should you just map over the elements in React Native? For larger lists with smooth scrolling, go for the flat list. For smaller lists, map function will do the job. Scroll view is like a magic box that can hold multiple components and views, providing a scrolling container for them. It's like having the overflow scroll property of a div in HTML, allowing us to easily navigate through a list of items or a large amount of content within our app. By using scroll view, we can make sure that users can easily explore all the content, making the app more intuitive and user-friendly. There's also a safe area view, which
Is it
provides a safe
recyclable?
zone to render your app's content without it being covered by the device's hardware features like the notch, home indicator, or status bar. It's great for building apps that are supported on devices with different screen sizes and shapes. While the default safe area view functions as expected for most cases, it falls short for some users, making it not the optimal choice. So, I consistently use React Native safe area context to ensure content is contained within the safe area on any mobile device, preventing overlap with the notch or the bottom bar. In React Native, we can also use the image component to display images, whereas if you want to display an image as background, you can use image background. The image background is specifically designed to display images as the background of a container, allowing other components to be layered on top of it, whereas just image is primarily used for displaying standalone images. Both components can handle different image formats like PNGs, JPEGs, WebPs, and GIFs, and even GIFs if that's how you pronounce it. However, believe it or not, neither support SVGs due to native rendering limitations. Still, you can use SVGs directly within Expo by using a third-party package like React Native SVG. React Native also has...
Why is SVG hard? Is this not somewhat close to the web? SVGs are vectors now. That should not be hard.
As many ready-made components to display a modal, which looks something like this, and an alert, which looks like a typical alert. And if you want to create a toggle in React Native, you can use a switch component. One of the components that I frequently use is the status bar. Both React Native and Expo have their own versions that allow us to control how a status bar should look like.
Nobody's chatting me.
And of course, the list doesn't stop there, as there are many components that help us simplify development. But now that you know the most important ones, let's dive into the action. Let's explore Expo and React Native in more detail. I'll teach you how to set it up, what files and folders are involved, and everything else that matters. And as I told you before, I've also prepared a completely free Ultimate React Native guide. Download it from the description down below and use it as a reference throughout this video. First, we can create a bare metal project. Starting off from bare beginnings, we can create a new empty folder on our desktop. Let's call it something like React Native Crash Course, and then drag and drop it into your empty Visual Studio Code window. Once you're there, open up your terminal, update it if you need to. By the way, I'm using OMIZSH for my terminal highlighting. And within here, we can set up our first React Native project. And as you might know, if you've been watching some other JSM videos, I always like to teach you how I would approach if I was doing this from scratch, how to read documentation, and how to truly become an exceptional engineer. So if you don't know that about JSM, you might need to subscribe and turn on that bell notification to watch more videos just like this one. With that said, we are right here within manual installation within Export Docs. The link will be in the description. Here, we can see that the first step is to create an export project by running the command npx create export app. So, back within our terminal, we can run npx create export app, and then we can type // to create it in the current directory. It's going to ask us whether we want to install the create export CLI, which we can say yes, and it's going to download and install the
So for people who don't know, you're actually downloading the package and putting it in the folder that it is called in. So just in case.
this for our React Native project. While it's doing that, the next step is to install the
I'm also trying to do it from my end, but I think maybe my internet or something it has frozen. Let me show you guys. It has frozen. I don't know. I don't know whether it's doing. Okay, I think it's finished, but it's doing an npm install by itself automatically. Okay, let me just end this. And sorry, let me increase my. This is one mistake I normally make with streaming. I forget you guys don't see it the same way I do see it. I hope you guys can see it better now. Let me increase it more. So I'm stopping the npm install. I want to do it again. npm install. Hopefully this time it doesn't crash again. So I'm looking through the expo documentation to see how it is done, based on what he has done before, or rather based on this video. This video is 6 months old. The newer version of the page has updated, so it has the Create Expo app at latest. So they want you to download the latest version of Expo, and not necessarily whatever version that falls on. I don't know. Whatever the case, they want you to download this first. So setting up your environment, if you come here on Expo, it will. Wait, how did it get here? Where would you like to develop? We recommend using a real device to develop. I want to develop with iOS. Okay, so they say scan this, but I want to know how he got. Show me my menu. Arc browser giving me issues. Okay, he came to home guide. Under the docs, he went to guides. Under the docs, I go to guides. And other guides, what is it? And this thing has changed a lot. It's not as. Let me just go back.
Yes, and it's gonna download and install the basis for our React Native.
How did he get here?
Within our terminal, we can do the command, and here we can see the definition within Expo. This one, structural engineering as React Native project.
Okay.
And as you might know,
Okay, he just gave me a directory. So he went to manual installation prerequisites. So that will be is there manual installation here? Nope. This thing has changed a lot. Okay. Yep, it has changed a lot. I don't think what he showed is you can follow that exactly. Well, just go to the quick site, quick start rather, and yeah, under the quick start, they will ask you which application, rather, which device you want to use to test. I want to test with an iOS device, so I will need to download the Expo Go app. So the reason I'm downloading this app is so that I don't build the code on my phone. It builds in their own app, and the app just becomes like a shell for my own app, a shell that holds my own app. So instead of me going through the hell of having Xcode building and all those madness, I just do it from their own app. So I'll open my phone, and I don't even know how I'm going to share my phone screen with you guys. I have the app now, so it's installing. I don't know what. It's a very shady way of doing this. I'm pointing to the wrong camera. It's supposed to be here. Yeah, so okay, so let me log in. Okay, I can keep playing the app while you guys go through the video. Let me not bore you all.
Always like to teach you how I would approach if I was doing this from scratch, how to read documentation, and how to truly become an exceptional engineer. So if you don't know that about JSM, you might need to subscribe and turn on that bell notification to watch more videos just like this one. With that said, we are right here within manual installation within Expo Docs. The link will be in the description. Here, we can see that the first step is to create an Expo project by running the command npx create.
That's the thing, I didn't see this one.
So, back within our terminal, we can run npx create Expo app, and then we can type // to create it in the current directory. It's going to ask us whether we want to install the Create Expo CLI, to which we can say yes, and it's going to download and install the basis for our React Native project. While it's doing that, the next step is to install all the dependencies, and we have to do this as we're doing a manual installation. So we can say npx expo install, and then we're going to install a couple of things. Expo router, so that we include the file-based routing capabilities. React Native safe.
I'm trying to sign up to the Expo, that's why
This will help
I'm
us
looking down, so
I
apologies.
Devices with notches, bottom bars, and more. React Native screens, which will allow us to navigate through different components. Expo linking, which will enable us to allow users to navigate directly to a specific screen within an app from an external link, such as another website or another app. Finally, we have Expo constants that will give us access to a lot of the device information, such as the operating system, ID, version, and more. And then the Expo status bar, which simply provides a status bar component. So let's copy it, and then we can paste it right here within our terminal. All of these packages are necessary for smooth functioning of Expo's file-based routing system. While that is happening, we also need to set up the entry point. So for the property main, we're going to use the Expo router entry as its value in the package JSON. The initial client file is app layout.js. So let's copy this, collapse our terminal, and navigate over to package.json. By the way, what I've done just now is I pressed Command P, and then I started typing the file name, and now by simply pressing enter, I am in the file without ever touching my mouse, opening the Explorer, and then manually navigating to it. That's just one of the many pro tips that I'll give you throughout this video. So once again, Control or Command P. With that said, we have the main right here, which we want to override. So the main will now look something like this, Expo router entry. And of course, we want to provide a comma at the end.
What did it change?
Control or Command P. With that said, we have the main right here, which we want to override. So the main will now look something like this, Expo router entry. And of course, we want to provide a comma at the end. Now that we have changed the entry point, we can use file-based routing similar to the one of Next.js. So
let me see what my installation is doing. Wow, it's so slow. Very slow. I don't blame it. It's probably downloading so many things for iOS. Let me bring the code to this place so that we can at least see what's been initially downloaded. Did I drag the right thing? No, this is what I need to drag. Okay, so the package.json on this one has an Expo start. Where did he say? He said something about the starting position, the main, the entry point. Okay, is there a main here? They've modernized it. It's the same. I didn't even need to do anything. So the question is, all those packages he mentioned that need to be installed, I think those packages were installed automatically. That's why they removed all of this. So Expo router, React Native safe content, Expo router, yes, React Native safe. Yeah, so they've all been installed. Oh, sorry. I need to zoom this in. Bad habit. Yes, sorry. So the main is there already. Expo router is already here. Everything in his description is already installed. I guess the newer version of install which I did was an npx create expo app at latest. That installed all this directly. So this video is a little outdated. It's just 6 months outdated. And don't worry. Don't worry. It happens. That's why you need to always go back to documentation and not exactly follow what's being said here. You don't worry. You will not explode if you open documentation. I don't even know which version of npm I'm using on my machine. I normally do all of this via my desktop. I can do that here. So let me version of Node are we on now? Let me see. Node version. It's been a while since I coded directly on my laptop. Node, yes. And I think the internet is just wonderfully slow. Do I have brew? I should have brew. Maybe I should update my. Can I brew Node update? Can I update from Node? I should have. What's that thing? MVM. Do I have MVM? No, I don't have MVM. So I can brew MVM, right? NVM. Brew install MVM. Okay. Man, my internet is stupidly slow because I'm streaming. If I'm not streaming from this machine, shouldn't that be something? Even if I'm limited to, okay, the two of them are connected to the same switch, kind of. I'll do all this one in the background so that I don't bore you guys, so that I also learn at the same time.
React Native Safe Area Context, as I mentioned before, this will help us make our app work on all devices with notches on an override. So the main will now look something like this: expo router entry. And of course, we want to provide a comma at the end. Now that we have changed the entry point, we can use file-based routing similar to the one of Next.js. So let's go ahead and copy the contents of the app.js file by pressing Ctrl or Command A and then Ctrl or Command letter C, deleting this file and creating a new folder called app that will have a new file of _layout.jsx. And here we can paste the code that we had in the app before. This will be the starting point of our application. Returning to the docs, we need to modify our project configuration by deep linking scheme in our app config. So let's go to our app.json by navigating to it and add a scheme right here. And we can call it the name of our application, such as Aura right here. This scheme field is used to deep link Expo and React Native applications. It's a special technique that allows your app to be open within a specific screen directly from a URL outside of the app, such as from email, web page, or another app. And as you can see in this file, we also have a lot of other stuff, such as the name, which specifies the name that
Now we have JSON. That is scheme. What is the scheme? Did you not say scheme? Let's see. The scheme is saying my app. Okay, the app name. Okay, let me just rewind this. I didn't
this
get
file
this.
be open or is. So let's go to our app.json by navigating to it and add a scheme right here. And we can call it the name of our application, such as Aura right here. This scheme field is used to deep link Expo and React Native applications. It's a special technique that allows your app to be open within a specific screen directly from a URL outside of the app, such as from email, web page, or another app. And as you can see in this file, we also have a lot of other stuff, such as the name, which specifies the name that appears on the app's home screen. And also here, you can modify that to Aura, or your own preferred app name. We have the slug, which is a URL-friendly version of the app name. Once again, we can have Aura right here. We have the version, the orientation, some typical stuff. We have the icon, which you want to show, the user interface style, splash screen, a path to the assets, whether it supports tablet devices, a specific setup for iOS and Android devices, and additional plugins that you can add. For example, you can immediately see the Expo router we added before. Do you get it? It's just a file with many configurations to improve our app. We'll play with a few of these in a few minutes. We can now proceed with the next steps outlined in the docs and compile and run our application. We can now proceed with our docs. I believe that our Babel config has been properly set up, so we can immediately run our application. Typically, it's just npx expo start, but you can also add a C flag which will clear all the previous cache. So let's copy this command, close our files, open up the terminal, and run npx expo start -c. This command will download and execute the expo start command, which will start the Metro bundler and the JavaScript bundler that ships with expo. And you can see a few elements right here, starting off with the large QR code and different shortcuts for various actions. For instance, to open up the app in Android Studio, you can press the shortcut A. And the same applies to iOS. Press R in the terminal to reload the screen, or press J to open up the debugger. We'll test a few of these functionalities as we start building our full stack app. And as I mentioned before, you don't need to rely on heavy tools like Android Studio or Xcode. Instead, we'll opt for the easiest method to develop in React Native, which involves using the Expo Go app on your phone, regardless of your operating system. So, on your phone, just go to your App Store, whether it's Google Play or App Store, and search for Expo Go. Install it and get ready to scan this QR code. If you're on Android, you can open up the Expo Go app and then scan it within it. And on iOS, you can just scan it with your native camera app. And on both operating systems, make sure that you're connected to the same network. Also, on iOS, make sure to go to the Expo Go settings app and turn on the local network. And also turn the VPN status off to not connected. This is necessary for the Expo to connect properly. So, let's give it a go. I'm scanning my code and I'm gonna press open in Expo Go. And immediately, we're in. It says open up your app.js to start working on your app. So let's do exactly what it says. Navigate to our layout and let's modify this to something like Aura, our new app. And we are live. You're developing your first ever React Native application. That's amazing. So pat yourself on the back for learning how to set up React Native projects with Expo. Moving ahead, we can now create different routes by creating different files in the app folder, just like in Next.js. First,
I've not done it too. I've not done it. The only problem now is I'm waiting for the code to run. So, intermission. Please enjoy the code that is still building. Enjoy. npx expo start. Will this work? This is supposed to give me a QR code. From the QR code, just scan my QR code if you're online. Yes. Yes. So use my phone to scan this. Open the Expo app. We're on the same network. That should work, I think. Allow. Okay, it asks me for the local network, so I'm allowing. How do I show you guys my phone now? I don't want to show you guys private stuff. It's building JavaScript bundle 90%, 20%. Okay. iPad. Oh, where's my camera? Where's my clown? Where's my bling? Where's the phone in my ring? Scan. It's not scan. There's a QR code. Okay, it's blocked. Oh, sorry. I am that guy. How many camera positions are you using? I'm using 2 camera positions with 2 different devices extra. How do I watch this thing live with you guys? So I've scanned Expo. I just need to just need to log in. Okay. So that's the React Native app for iPad, but I can shape it to be like a phone size. I think with this one, I can add this to my OBS without giving people too much information. So let me just put that at the center and add a new source. I can't do that from here. So I'll be switching to this once in a while. So for people who are still wondering, yes, I have actually put the app. The app is working. It's on my phone and it's on my iPad. This is the version that's on my iPad. This is the version that is on my phone. Phone version should be, I think I can switch to this one. This will be phone version. Yes. So the app is working. I can't do anything. Okay, I didn't show you guys. See, it's working. It's working. So for the iPad also, it is working. It's working. It's working. I didn't do anything yet. So the goal is to do something.
And I'm gonna press open in Expo Go. And immediately, we're in. It says open up your app.js to start working on your app. So let's do exactly what it says. Navigate to our layout and let's modify this to something like Aura, our new app. And we are live. You're developing your first ever React Native application. That's amazing. So pat yourself on the back for learning how to set up React Native projects with Expo. Moving ahead, you can now create different routes by creating different files in the app folder, just like in Next.js. First, we'll move our code to a special file called index.js. So copy everything we have here and create a new file called index.jsx and paste it right here. This index file is our homepage, or in web terms, that would be a /route. And the underscore layout will be present in all of the routes. So if we're working with web, here you would do something like a navbar or a footer. So now here, let's create a starter template code. We can use a special snippet called RNFES. It's a React Native functional export component with styles. And we can rename it to root layout. And if that didn't work for you, that must mean that you don't have the ES7 Plus React Redux React Native snippets installed.
Do I have that?
Install it. And give it a go. That must mean that you don't have the ES7 Plus React.
Let me see if I have that. I doubt it though. Under the layout, I'll be inside the app layout. Okay. So this is the current layout that is rendering this. So in case you're wondering, this is this. So okay, so this is what is being returned. The team provider with two stacks, the stacks of the tabs and also the stack of the not found. How do I get to the not found? So the tabs are these things at the bottom here. These things. So
Once again, command is RNFES and enter. And then you can rename to root layout. That makes it much simpler to do, right? Now within here, we can also center our text. So much simpler to do, right? Now within here, we can also center our text. So let's apply some styles to this view by saying style is equal to.
Let me see if I can change my own also. Home. Tabs. Layout index. Welcome. So let me change this to Amazing. Let me save this. Whoa, that was fast. It changed immediately. Wow. Let me add a Y and save for you to see how fast it is. 1, 2, ready, go. Very fast. Wow. Wow.
Styles data container. And then within this style sheet that create, we can create a new container class. We can give it some styles like display is flex. Let's also give it a flex of 1. Let's give it align items equal to center, as well as a justify content equal to center as well. These properties should center the root layout, and you should be able to see it in the center of the screen.
So let me just do the same. So many keyboards.
Now to render the index.j to be able to as well, these properties should center the root layout, and you should be able to see it in the center of the screen.
Created style sheet. Oh, it's already here. Create your own container. She is working. She is working. Okay.
Now to render the index.jsx on our home screen, we can modify the layout to render different screens and specify default one. Or we can just use the slot property from Expo router. So let's import it at the top by saying import slot coming from Expo router. And then within this root layout, we can simply return something known as a slot. We don't even need the styles anymore. So now we can save it, and you can see aura coming directly from our index.jsx. The slot basically just renders the current child route. Think of it like children prop in React. And this component can be wrapped with other components like this, if we were to expand it, and then wrap everything in a React element like we would do in React. And then it allows you to add something like a footer, and then we can give it a header and a footer below. But as you save it, for the first time ever, we can see a render error saying that text strings must be rendered within a text component. Okay, that's a helpful error. So let's simply render a text component right here, and let's wrap header and footer right within it. There we go. It's hard to see them. They're at the top left and at the bottom left of our container. Later on, we can properly style them, but what matters most is that they're here. This is one way to implement navigation and layouts within React Native. An alternative route is to use something known as a stack of different screens. So we can import stack from Expo router, and we can remove this return, and instead of that, we can return a stack. Within the stack, we can declare each one of our individual screens. So here we can say stack.screen, which will be a self-closing component with a name equal to index, and options equal to header shown set to false, as we don't need to show the header. And there we go. Now we can see our index screen.
Wait, what's the header?
Header shown set to false, as we don't need to show the header.
Okay.
And there we go. Now we can see our index screen. Now, say that you want to create a profile run. All we have to do is create a new file within the app, which will be called profile.jsx, run rnfes. It's gonna say profile. But now, how do we navigate to it? Let's return to our index.jsx and add a link component coming from Expo by saying import link from Expo router. So right here, we have the text, we have the status bar, and then below it, we can render a link, which will say something like go to profile. And as we would on the web, we can give it an href that's gonna say something like /profile and a style of color blue. It is as easy as that. A go to profile button appeared, and on your phone, you can press go to profile. And just like that, we got navigated to a second screen. How crazy is that? Just a bit of setup here and there, but now we have a complete structure and the knowledge for creating as many screens as we want within all the...
Okay, if I don't try it out myself, I'm basically just stealing content. I need to actually try it myself and learn. Okay. So from the main layout, he has an index also. Where did he create an index? I don't remember him creating an index. It was always there. Okay. Do I have an index? I don't have an index. I have these two things. Let me remove them because I don't need them for now. Let me convert this one to my index. I don't know. Stack something.
Run rnfe. How do we .jsx?
Okay, it's just a stack. A stack that carries a stack.screen with name equals to so it's just a stack. A stack that carries a stack.screen which has a name which is equal to index, and with this we have a screen, and this screen doesn't have any content, so we can close this without a tag, a close tag. Sorry. Okay, it just has its own option. Okay, let me just save this and just say save. Okay, so if you guys can see, was I showing? Okay, there's the app. It worked. The index is here now, and I want to hide the bar, the option header shown. So I'll just say header shown. Is equals to false. Is that how? Oh, I need an options. Sorry. Options which take its own object, header shown will be equal to false. Why am I putting equal to here again? I think so. Okay, so now that the header is not being shown, it's on the top there, so you guys can see. So the index is there, and yep.
X. Run rnfes.
Okay, profile.
It's gonna say profile. But now, how do we navigate to it? Let's return to our index.jsx and add a link component coming from Expo by saying import link from Expo router.
So let me just create a profile. I'll just duplicate this one. I'll just duplicate index. So copy paste and call this profile.ts and change the content from index to maybe just capital letter profile, so that we have some form of difference. So he's saying to add some way to go to the profile, you need to add link. So based on what I can see, the name inside the layout just points to the file. React Native, no, or I don't know if it's React Native that is doing this on React Router or Express Router, but it knows to search for this. So I need to go from the index to the index to profile. So okay, let's just watch it. Get the link.
So right here, we have the text, we have the status bar, and then below it, we can render a link, which will say something like go to profile, and after we on the web, we can give it an href that's going to say something like /profile, and a style of color blue.
Wait. Then what was I doing? Oh, I didn't copy the star from the layout. Okay, let me just copy this. Let me save this. Go back to the layout. And I wish I can just show you guys my iPad straight up. Or that would require a lot of configuration that might end up destroying the whole stream. So sorry about that. Let me just paste this layout here, and what is it? It's a stack. The stack is supposed to be in the layout now. Okay. What thing I do? I just copy something and I paste them back. I need to go back to the index and paste this down. Remove this old one. And he said in the view we get a style.
It is as easy as that.
Nani kore?
A go to profile button.
Nani kore?
And on your phone.
Nani desu ka? Okay. So style. So based on what I'm seeing, the equal to with bracket just means you can write JavaScript reference here, which is saying yes, I can actually reference style.container. But if I want to write it directly, I can just put another bracket inside of it to say yes, you can actually declare your JavaScript object here. So if you can see on my own page, the index now is centered, which is good. And so he added text, he added status bar, he also added status bar probably is what Apple shows. Then there is link. So I don't remember what the status bar was again, but let me just add text. In the index so there is a view and there is text. Okay, I already have text. There is a link. I'll check what status bar is later on. So there is a link from Expo Router, and what's the ring? Okay, it has something in between. Okay, go to profile. Go to profile. Okay. href to /profile. How is it going to /profile? Okay, the other one says name. Okay. Okay, so href to /profile. What did I do? Oh, sorry. Okay, style color blue. So this is what I was saying before. So style, before we actually referenced an object inside of this React JavaScript object, which was styles.container. But now if we don't want to reference an actual object, we can declare that object now inside of here, which we can then say color is equal to blue. That's supposed to be text, right? I don't remember. Yes. For easy readability, so say actually working on the screen. If you can see here, go to profile. I'll come back here. Let me see if I click on it, whether it does what it does. It actually works. Oh, sorry, you guys didn't see it. So click on go to profile, it goes to profile, and then it'll come back. Go to profile, come back. Oh, nice.
Go to profile. And just like that, we got navigated to a second screen. How crazy is that? Just a bit of setup here and there, but now we have a complete structure and the knowledge for creating as many screens as we want within all the new React Native applications that you create. With that in mind, both Expo and React Native offer plenty of components and elements that I could go on and on about, but it would take forever. Luckily, I've got you covered. To help you understand React Native better, I've created an awesome...
So in case you guys are being blocked by my screen, please forgive me. I've shared the link on the stream. You can go and watch it on your own time. But I will try my best to also replicate what he's doing. Good. 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 Good.
Awesome app that covers all the fundamentals and essential features you need to learn as a beginner. So let's start building the app and put everything into practice. Now that you know how to create your React Native and Expo application and implement a couple of different screens you can navigate between, let's add some styling to our application. Sure, we have been styling using style sheets so far, but as we have routing similar to that in XGS, we also have similar styling. And that, my friends, is Native Win. As the name suggests, it uses Tailwind CSS as a scripting language to create universal style system for React Native. So head over to Native Win, and you'll see a little banner saying Native Win 4.0 is coming soon. For some reason, they're jumping from V2 to V4, skipping V3, but no worries. As with everything I'm teaching you in JavaScript Mastery, what matters the most is reading the docs, not necessarily following along exactly with what I do. So if the version got updated in the meantime, that's totally okay. Just follow the docs and let's get it installed. In this case, we're going to go to Quick Start Expo, and we don't have to install our Expo app, we have already done that. Rather, we can just install Native Win. So let's copy this command, open up our terminal, split it, and then paste the npm install Native Win.
This will take forever. npm, where did I type? Sorry. npm install.
Once that is done, we can also install a dev dependencies.
So for the people who already use Tailwind, this is Tailwind for the mobile. So I think you people will enjoy it or appreciate it. I've not used Tailwind before. Sorry, I've not touched the front end in a while. It's just back end thing. Sorry.
Of Tailwind CSS by simply pasting the command npm install say dev Tailwind CSS. The second step is to set up Tailwind CSS by simply pasting the command to install a dev dependencies.
Let me just go to Native Wind's website. I don't.
By simply pasting the command npm install say dev Tailwind CSS. The second step is to set up Tailwind CSS by running the command npx Tailwind CSS init, same as we would do on the web.
Okay.
So let's say npx Tailwind CSS.
I don't know what you people do on the web. I am a noob. Noobie. If this is how React is, it's very easy. What I was doing before was Vue.js. Vue.js is hard to set up. So many things just go wrong. Okay, is that it? Are you not entertained? So that added this configuration. Okay. Okay, so I'm supposed to copy this configuration. Let me just follow this guy. I don't trust my instinct.
Which will create a new tailwind CSS config. Next step we have to do is copy this tailwind CSS config that
Okay.
has the content added here.
Okay.
So it knows within which files we're gonna implement styles.
Okay.
So simply copy this content part right here and replace the existing.
Why? I can just paste everything. Me is lazy. Me.
Empty content. Next, you'll have to add the Babel plugin.
Okay.
So let's copy the plugins right here. Go back to our application and don't be fooled. We don't want to modify these plugins right here.
Babel.
Tailwind.config.js. Rather, we want to modify the plugins within Babel config.
Okay, let me see what Tailwind is saying. I'll be native when it's telling me to do. Is there any Babel here? I don't know which version of Expo I'm using, so let me check which version of Expo am I using. Expo. I'm guessing the metro is just for in case you want to extend the application to the web, I think, because I don't think any of this makes any sense. Is there no make any sense? So let me just do what the guy did, and yeah, let me just go to the index.ts and remove the style. Remove. Did they give me what to replace it with?
Text, removing the style sheet import, and instead of styles, we can simply at the top. The background color also changed.
Class name flex item flex -1 item -center justify -center. Where did it go now? I was using it before and it just disappeared. I don't wanna act too high and mighty, cause tomorrow I'ma fall down on my face. Thank you for sunshine. Oh, it's here. Sorry. R. Thank you for sun. Thank you for pain. Sorry guys, I did not run the terminal in VS Code. I actually ran it here, and now it's not working. Okay.
And we can also go to our tailwind.config. Within the content, we can modify our uppercase app folder to lowercase app. And it's not only one app file. We want to track all the files within the app folder. So we can say /***, meaning everything within all the folders within it, /**, which means all the files, and then dot for the all extensions. Later on, we can also modify this custom directory to say /components. There we go. So now if we go back and if we try.
Okay. Tailwind. Okay. Inside Tailwind it's correct now. It's correct. Dot app, everything in app. Yep.
By changing the text to something like class name is equal to text-3xl, you can see that it
You know what, go. You know what? You know. Hey. Where in the text? I think say we could do. Class name text 3XL. Yep, Tailwind is not working. It is working! It is working! It is working! Sorry. It is working! It is working! It is working! It is what? Watch me dance. Come on. It is working. It is working. It is working. It is. So if you can see here, the index is showing. It's showing. It's showing. Let me turn off this. Woo! So the style is there. Let me see if I can bring in the screen from here to can I do a PIP instead? I think I can do a PIP, picture in picture. So let me just configure my picture in picture. Sorry. Let me see. Can you guys see it now? How do I go fully live? Yes, yes, yes. It is showing now. But the problem is, it's just showing everything. I can't crop it. I can't do anything. It's taking too much space than it should. Picture in picture. Picture in picture. Okay. I can mask. What is mask? So many things I'm trying to understand. Border color. I want to see. Sorry guys, I'm trying to give you the best quality here. I'm sorry. Trying my best. If I can do, let's see, pardon me, I need to switch to something so that I can see what I'm doing exactly. Is it showing again? It's not showing. Oh, it stopped previewing. Okay, sorry. Since when did this one happen? Why is my OBS? OBS died. Abi? Go to the third window. Abi? Okay, it's back. I just need to make sure when switching, I don't do fade to black, but I do a wipe instead. How do you wipe? Okay. Instead of this, I do a wipe, and I can do this. But it's still showing everything. I want it to show only here. Can I set it in a way where this goes to this fade to black source? Can I edit my source? Super source control. Almost. This would have been good, but I don't necessarily see all this. This is on another computer. This would have helped me to show you guys. This would have been awesome, but I can't do that here. I don't know how to. If only I can mask. Can I? I think I can mask, but that will be in PIP. I don't know what this super source is. Super source. No idea. Background still. Sorry, we are all learning together. We're all learning together. Oh, this is it. Super sauce. I didn't know this picture was here. Hi. Okay.
You can follow along and build your Tailwind theme setup. The way you would go about doing that is you can select a specific screen, like we have this one right here, and then you can see all the colors that we have. For example, this 161622, and copy it. Then back in the theme, you can say extend colors, and you can also add primary, and you can say hash and paste that color. So now every time that you refer to this color, you don't have to repeat 161622. Rather, you can say text primary.
Let me see. Extend. Waiting slash 161. No, still anything I am. 1616. Yes, 1616. That's red, green, blue. Moderate red, moderate, or rather small red, small green, and a little more blue. So in other words, that is closer to black. A color closer to black.
We'll also use a couple of other colors and font families within this video. So in the readme down below, you can copy the final Tailwind config and paste it here. As you can see, there's basically 10 colors.
What witchcraft is this?
Config and go. So in the readme down below, you can copy the final Tailwind config and paste it here.
In the readme down below. Where? This readme. So you can copy the Tailwind config. Oh, all the file is here. Okay. So we can copy all the file and paste here. Salve. Solve it. So sorry guys. Hey there guys. I will be doing it on my own. I'm on my way. I'm on. So what he's doing now, he's trying to show us how to set presets of our CSS colors. So instead of referring to the colors by their hexadecimal values, we can reference them based on this object and the keys there. So he also gave us these designs from Figma that we can use to get all these values. I think, how did he say you should do it? Figma Salah! Create an account with Figma, sign up. I don't want to review my details here. I would like to leave it to my face. So for people who don't understand what splash screen is, whenever you start an app, let's say YouTube, it shows you YouTube, then it shows you YouTube logo, then it then takes you to the app. So that's the splash screen. So what this is doing is your app will automatically show a splash screen, but this tells it that whenever the fonts are loaded, close the splash screen. So that's what it does.
Or you're going to see a blank screen instead. But if the fonts are loaded, we should be good to go. Next, if for some reason our fonts haven't loaded yet, so if no fonts loaded, then we can return null, meaning we won't show anything. And we can also add and there's no error. So if the fonts haven't loaded and there's no error, something must have gotten wrong, so we're going to return null. And we also have to import use effect from React. So if we do that, we should be.
Okay, so let me see use effect. Okay. Am I returning? Okay, yes. Use effect React, which is, how do you call it? It's a function and array. There are two parameters, font loaded and error. So, and if there is no error, this double negation is very strange. So that will be fonts loaded. If there is no fonts loaded and if there is no error, that would be this now. Maybe the return. No, I think there is no font loaded, so the two of them have to be exactly the same. So if any of this is false, then this becomes true. And if any of this is, if both of this is false, this statement becomes true. Yeah, I think it's correct. If error, no error. If false, okay. So if error, throw error. You need to throw error. Is it not thrown already? Not new error. Let's just throw whatever error we have. If there is font loaded, then say do something about splash screen or something. Hide this in. Okay, that is it. Is that it?
Dot prevents auto hide async. This will prevent splash screen from auto hiding before asset loading is complete. Let's navigate over to our index and let's try to use it within our Aura app. We can do that by saying font dash, and automatically you can see how Tailwind CSS IntelliSense gives us different options that we can choose, such as P, let's do maybe P black, and save it. And automatically you can see how our app just gets a lot more character.
Let me see. This is witchcraft. Did this say index? This index, okay. So index font P black. It's not expensive. With $60, you can get a 960, GTS 960. That should not be hard to get. So with just $60, you're done. You already have a capture card, so you don't need to do any other thing. Yo, it's working. It's working. It is working. Woo! P black. That's what we use. Okay, where did we define P black? That's popping black. That didn't know it was P and black. P black. Is that what it is defined as in okay.
And it will look much better once we implement this entire phenomenal design and all of the other screens that I've prepared for you. So now that we know how to spin up a React Native application, we know how to do routing, and we have styles and fonts set up, we can actually create the file and folder structure of our application. We can do that by first creating a new folder, which will be within parentheses, and we will call it auth, like this. Once again, this is the same as within Next.js. If you put a folder within parentheses, it's considered a route group, allowing you to add additional pages or screens within it with a special layout. So within this auth, we can also create a new underscore layout.jsx file. And within it, we can run rnfe, which is a React Native functional export component like this. We can rename it to something like auth layout, so it makes more sense. Now, what is the reason why we're going to create a separate layout for the auth? Well, if you think about it, only the auth screens and the onboarding will have those tabs at the bottom, the navigation, right? If you see all the home screens right here, they have the home, create, profile, and so on. But our auth screens don't have that, which is exactly why we're going to use a separate layout. Now that we have the layout for our auth routes, let's go ahead and create them. The first auth route will be signed-in.jsx, and we can also run rnfe and simple.
Okay, so I want to create a route. Is that inside the folder? Yes, it's inside. So new folder called auth. So inside auth, we have our new file called layout. Layout.tsx, as rnf. That's what he said. Yes, we don't need styles, right? Okay. And he said something again about tabs. Okay, signing. It's not as if I'll need this signing, but I just want to go through the whole thing. Signing. I guess in a way, the stream has achieved what it needs to achieve. So if you stayed with me from the beginning till the end, thank you. But I will still continue this thing because it's interesting. Signing.
Here, and rename it to sign in.
I shall wonder JavaScript they name something like that. I'm gonna take off it, everybody knows.
And did I say route? I meant screen. We're creating screens here. So let's create a sign-up.jsx screen as well and run rnfe and rename it to sign up.
How will I do such a thing? When I can just copy and paste.
That allows us to switch between all the pages within the tabs folder. And which pages are those, or which screens should I say? The first one is the bookmark.jsx. We can also run rnfe and rename it to bookmark with a capital B. And keep in mind, we're just creating the structure right now to make our life easier later on. Then we're going to create a create.jsx. We can also run rnfe. This will be to create and add videos to our platform. We can create a home.jsx and run rnfe. And finally, we can create a profile. And finally, the profile will also be under the tabs category, so we can pull the profile we have created before into the tabs folder. Finally, we'll have one more page, which will be within its own folder called search. And here, we're going to use another concept coming directly from Next.js. It's called a dynamic route. So let's create a new file and put it within square brackets and call it query.jsx. This will allow us to rename the page or get the query information for the specific search our user is trying to do. There, we can also run rnfe and rename it to search. Great. Now the majority of our file and folder structure has been set up, but we have no way of navigating between those routes. So let's go to tabs and tab into the layout. Here, we'll create this bottom part. That will allow us to navigate between all of the other pages. This bottom part. Tab into.
I can try playing Fortnite. Do you have it installed? I think I have it also. I can't remember. Okay, I have it on my PlayStation, but not here. I only played it like 3 times. Playing Fortnite on console is I've not tried playing. I'm not sure if I've tried playing on PC. I played it on PC before, but my system was very weak. So we're creating tabs. New folder called tabs. So for here, folder with these things, with these brackets are pages or tabs or routes. We need layout, bookmark, create home profile. What do they call their layout? Tabs layout. Okay. What did I call this one? I didn't call it anything. It's supposed to be us layout. Bookmark, create home. That's it.
The layout. Here, we'll create this bottom part. That will allow us then to navigate between all the other pages within a create.jsx, where we can also run rnfe. This will be to create an image you can profile within it directly from Next.js.
I think that should make it look like the other ones. Yes.
Yes, it's called a dynamic route. So let's create a new file and put it within square brackets, which will get the query information for the specific search our user is trying to do.
So it's a dynamic route because whatever the query is what you are searching for. So let's say you are searching for slash, let's say you are searching for Amanzi, or you are searching for Abraham. You cannot be defining new route for Amanzi, new route for Abraham, new route for whatever may come to your mind. So they are creating a dynamic route page, kind of. So the query is a parameter where it can be fetched and used for another thing. So that's on the search. Okay, so we need a search tab, search folder rather. Okay, we need to navigate.
We can navigate to our index.jsx and modify this link that navigates to profile and make it go to something like home. So we can say go to home. And now if we click on it, you can see that now we have the tabs right here, tabs folder, and the tabs layout, which means that we are ready to start creating our tabs folder and the tabs layout, which means that now we have the. And now if we click on it,
go to home. Home. Is home here? let me see. So from the index, if I click on href should go to home. That's it, Nabi. That's the only thing we changed. Am I missing something? I think I'm missing something.
We can navigate to our index.jsx and modify this link that navigates to profile and make it go to something like home. So we can say go to home. And now if we click on it, you can see that now we have the tabs right here, tabs folder, and the tabs layout, which means that we are ready to start creating our tabs. So to get started, let's import tabs from Expo Router by saying import.
Let me see whether it worked. Sorry guys, sorry ladies, sorry everyone. It worked. How did it know which one to go to? I'm confused. I clicked on home. When you clicked on home,
and now if we click on it, you can see that now
it goes to tabs. But how did it know it's supposed to go to tabs? If not for the fact that there is a home path in tabs. Confusing.
The tabs right here, tabs folder, and the tabs layout, which means that we are ready to start creating our tabs. So to get
why tabs though? We said home. We said home and it went to tabs. So are you saying if we say sign in, it will go to auth? So if I click on sign in, it goes to us. Dot sign in. Okay. El Pepe. It went here. But this one that didn't go to here. This one went here. I'm confused. When I say home, it went to the layout page. When I said sign in, it didn't go to the layout page, it went to sign in. Which kind of witchcraft be this one? I went to tabs layout. Missing something. Sorry guys, I'm supposed to be showing you this thing, but it is not showing. So let me see if I can try. This will make me look like an idiot. Enter the Mac login. Oh, Mac. Make me look like an idiot. When iPhone is no longer in use, okay? Pepe, Pepe, 1999. Everybody could be done with the pin. Oh, why this thing fail again? Don't know what's wrong. My Wi-Fi just does not behave nicely. Okay, I guess I'm tired. Okay, acting annoying.
To get started, let's import tabs from Expo Router by saying import tabs, and we'll also use redirect later on from expo-router. We can then create just an empty React fragment with which we'll wrap everything and then render the tabs component like so. Within the tabs component, we'll also have a tabs.screen component, which will be self-closing. And to it, we can give a property of name is equal to home. And immediately, you can see that we have 4 different things at the bottom: home, create, profile, and bookmark. And these are the exact files that we have created. This is pretty cool, right? But right now, they're just upside down triangles. What we can do is, of course, modify them a bit. So I'm gonna give it permission.
So it understands that tabs is a default layout in React Native, so it's defaulting to the main layout of the tabs. Okay, it doesn't make much sense, but well, whoever create this app, well, I don't blame them. It's my internet, my Wi-Fi. I don't know what's wrong with my Wi-Fi. My router is my Wi-Fi, but the problem is, my router is running OpenWRT, and ever since I installed OpenWRT on my router, Apple Mirroring went to shit. Which other thing? Continuity camera stopped working smoothly. I don't know whether there's some layer of complexity or encryption that's happening that's making it not work smoothly, but that is the case. What are the parameters? Icon color name focused. Icon color name focused.
Its image. So let's simply render the icon as the source of that image.
Okay, the source. Squealing, talking, using. I need to go dun dun dun.
And already you can see a huge home icon at the bottom. Let's
We are getting icon from constants that we imported before, so import icon from, is it icon or icons? Icons from the constants. Okay, so icons. It can be just one. Okay, it's not here. We are doing that from here. Where I say we are name.
to contain. This is a bit different, which has the tailwind, and now we can also render the names right here. So let's style it a bit by giving it a class name equal to, and we want to modify this state depending on whether it's focused or not. So we're going to open a dynamic templates off. It's about to set a text to the home more.
This is what I wanted. So we're taking options. The options now has title, shown, header shown. Sorry. Options now has title. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? Oh, equal to. Sorry. I'm doing object. Header shown. Is that false? Do we want to show the header? And there is also the icon itself. tab bar icon. Oh, you don't do it like a function. Oh, he mentioned it. Sorry. I'm still not used to this their syntax. Tab icon. What am I missing? Color focused. Color name. So if it's focused, it will be focused. I think. Okay. Why do we need to specify the name twice?
Screen options equal to an object where we can say tab bar show label will be
Okay. So just an identifier. The option, the title is home. Tab icon saying home. Okay.
set to false. And now we have.
So we are actually hiding the tab bar that was default to the tab screen. So this one will not be shown again, which is automatically shown here. Okay. Screen options, tab bar, show label. Gap of 2. So we have the source saying it's icon, resize mode, tint color, and class name. So it should always be in what it is contained. That's for W6 and H6. That's width 6 and height 6. Okay. So if I save this, I need to share my screen with you guys. It's very confusing, I know. But my iPad died. There's no way to charge it and preview at the same time. I think this is good enough. It's janky, but it's alright. I mean, it's alright. Let me see mask 2. If I hide mask 2. Man, this streaming deck is wonderful. I think this is fine. 121 guns. Lay up your heart. Lay up your home. Okay, I'm going back. I think you people have an instance now that works fine. Let me just close this. Okay, it failed. Constants. You attempted to import node module. It failed because React Native runtime does not include non-standard library. Okay. Oh, I imported the wrong thing. Not constants. It's supposed to be the constants that's local to this system. So reload this. Okay. Sigh. So we need text, icon color. We need a text with class, whether it's focused. If it's focused, we give it a class font P semi bold. If it's not focused, we give it a font P regular, and yeah, and we still give it a text SX extra small. Okay, and the name will be the name that was passed in the parameter. Okay, so just do touching it, oh. She's working.
Which, if you click on them, will navigate to different pages. This is great. They change the focus state, and if you pay close attention at the top, you can see that the text within the screen changes. This is great.
Oh,
So simple.
sorry, I didn't show you guys. Sorry, this is my own. It's working. I don't know, son. I need to see. Sorry. Oh boy, I don't spoil it. Change it. It's changing. Profile, name, everything. Let's go. Go back.
Simple and so similar to what we're used to. Let's also apply some additional class names to tabs in general by modifying the screen options and giving it a tab bar active tint color, which we can put something like, let's do hash FFA001. This one matches our theme a bit more. We can also do a tab bar inactive tint color, and we can make it something like hash CDCDE0. We can also modify the tab bar style, which is an object, where we can change the background color to something like hash 161622, which, if you remember, is our primary color. And yes, even though it is in the table config, and we can use it just as a color primary, we're here within an object, passing to the screen options, so we still have to type it out manually, just in this case. We also can set up the border top width to something like 1. I found that to work the best. And also border top color to something like hash 232533.
Nah,
And set the height
I don't agree.
to
If you're in an object, you can't reference anything outside an object. Let me see, where is it again? We were able to import icons, and we were able to use icons inside of this object. How come we can't use it inside of this object? The layout. Makes no sense. I'll try it. I don't think he's correct.
do something like 84 pixels. And now we have this modern looking dark tabs bar, but we cannot see the name of our tabs. And that's because we have to go to our text and add a special property of style. Color is set to the color we're passing from the prompts. In this case, that will be white. So now you can see this.
Okay. The same color as the image will be the same color as the text. Okay. Let me do that. That's actually common. Okay. So I need to do an experiment. Pass down. Where's your error? Okay. What of versus one? Okay, I want to do my experiment. he said I can't use we can't use JavaScript values here. I will follow exactly what he says, but then I will then break it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, so be it. So the first thing is FFAO if A001. That's okay. I didn't put hash. Let me even find this. Where is it located? In our code. This is the only place where it is located. The only one that I know we did it was 16, 16, 26, 22, 16, 16, 22. That one was done here in tailwind config. Okay. I think the problem with importing this one is it might lead to a secular dependency. I'm not sure. That's why he didn't want to do it. Okay. CDC, is there any CDC? Yeah. Yo, it has changed. It has changed. It has changed. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It is changing. 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 Go, go, go. Titi. Titi. Bang, bang, bang. Titi. Okay. Let me see if importing this will not make any sense. Let me see if the constants have something related. These are icons. This one was from the initial app. If I could import this, okay, so this is what's showing. So it's importing colors now. So I'm guessing my experiment was a success. I'm able to use primary here instead of killing myself and typing all those madness. So let me go to colors here and just reference all of this. That will be constants, then colors. So this is black 200. That's the problem. We can't have keys of numbers, can we? We're supposed to, right? Oh, you know what code 200 easy. It is strange. Okay, I can still address it, but I will need this for 200. Native CDC is what? CDC is gray. I think this is doable. This is somewhat easier to address. So for people wondering what is going on, I'm trying not to keep typing values, because you make mistakes when you type values from scratch. So I want to be able to reference those values without going crazy. The other one I don't have in my manifest systems. So to test whether I'm cheating or not, background primary is this one. So I'm going to change the value of the background to green, so that we know whether I'm cheating or not. Yep, I'm not cheating. It just changed to green. I hope you guys can see it. Can you? Where is the screen? I can't see anything. I cannot see anything. Yeah, so my reference is actually true. I am not. It's not like these. The values are not well loaded. It's very well loaded. So I'm going to revert to my reference. That should take it back to the bluish black. Yep. So let's go back.
But we cannot see the name of our tabs. We have to go over text and add a special property of style. Color is set to the color we're passing from the prompts. In this case, that will be white. So now you can see this beautiful home, bookmark, create, and so on, and we can nicely navigate between them. And it's not just about changing the color in the tabs bar, it's about actually navigating to different screens of our application, which soon enough will look exactly like it looks right now on Figma. This is a beautiful onboarding design, and I think
limited seats, AWS Cloud Intensive coming soon. Brand new program, AWS Cloud Intensive, register interest. Let me share this with Sammy. I think this is relevant. There might be AWS credit involved. Opportunity, I think.
is visually the most pleasing. So let's get started with that, as it's our first screen anyway. And of course, the screen just looks good, doesn't yet implement any functionality, but as you know, you're building a full stack application. So after we're done with creating the onboarding screen, after you kind of feel a bit more comfortable working within a React Native, mobile native environment, you'll be able to dive into the sign up and sign in screens, where we'll immediately start implementing the logic. So let's get started with the onboarding screen. You can see our designer here has pulled out specific assets that we can use within the application. I have already provided these to you within the assets, but in case you're wondering how we can use them and how we can download them yourself, you can just select them and then scroll down and click export. That way you'll have those assets. Also, you can see that our Create designer has also provided us with different colors to implement the gradient looking button. With that said, let's start working on our onboarding screen, which is our index.jsx. And you can navigate to it on your phone by simply clicking the index on top left, or this is crazy, you can use your device's native capabilities. Like on iOS, you can swipe from the left side of the screen, and that will also perform the same action.
No,
That's crazy. I mean, the power you get with developing in React Native is so good because you can develop native mobile applications with native functionalities for both Android and iOS. You share it with me while you're learning how to develop React Native applications. With that said, let's not use the view right here. Rather, let's use something that you learned about in the crash course part. Rather, let's use something that you learned about in the crash course part of this course. And that is safe area view. Whenever you have kind of the most outside view, that should be a safe area view because it ensures that our content is visible on all different devices. And of course, we have to import it at the top by saying import safe area view. And it's going to come from a package react-native-safe area context like this. It will simply ensure that our content doesn't overlap with a status bar, a bottom bar, or anything like that, both on iOS, Android, and all other types of devices. Let's give it a class name equal to bgPrimary and h-full for full height, and that will immediately turn our device black. Next, we can wrap everything within the safe area view. We're going to also render a scroll view. This is coming directly from React Native, and we can give it a content container style equal to height of 100%. So the whole screen should be scrollable. The reason why we implement this is because the height of our content might be larger than what some smaller devices support, so they might need to be able to scroll up and down to see it fully. Now that we have the scroll view, we can implement the view within it, like a div, and give it some class names, such as w-full for full width, justify-center, items-center, h-full for full height, and padding x of 4 for some padding horizontal.
Okay.
This is just to center everything in the middle of the screen. Next, we can render an image, also coming from React Native. We already know what kind of properties does it have, like source equal to, and we once again have to import the images at the top by saying import images from /constants. And we can now use the images .logo. And of course, you have to spell constants properly. There we go. Aura at the top. This looks great. Let's also give it a class name equal to w-130 pixels and h-84 pixels, which makes it look bad, but we can give it a resize mode equal to contain, which will contain it within those within height, essentially making it a bit smaller.
Okay.
Right below this image, we'll render a second image, which will also be self-closing with a source equal to images.cards. It will have a class name equal to max-w-380 pixels, w-full, and h- about 300 pixels. Also, let me fix this right here. And don't forget, we also have to give it a resize mode equal to contain. If we save it, this is looking much closer to what we have in the final design. But of course, now is the time that we add a couple of text elements and the button. So let's create a view for that. Still,
Wait, let me create what you people already have. We have a safe area view with a class name. Okay, that's in our index. We want to transform the index so that we'll get something that is far more beautiful than whatever you are seeing on the screen right now. We want something more polished, full screen, wonderful, scrumptious. So that will be safe area view. Safe area view. Did they say we need a React object? No. Okay, so we need a safe area view with a class name. No. What is this? class name of something, don't know what yet, and this needs a scroll view. So the scroll view has content container style of height 100 views. So the safe area takes the full height. Then the scroll view will allow us to scroll in the 100% of the safe view. Content container style. I think that's it. All these terms are new to me, so I need to always check. I'm learning as I am doing this thing. 50% of vertical height, percent, 100% is a string. So the view, which is the first view that contains the two images, will take whatever it can on the horizontal and the vertical, but we want to give it full width for the horizontal. So full width justifies center. So width for justify center. Items center. Item center, everything that is inside of it also should be center, even though it itself will be center. Height full, and px4. That's px4. I think that's it. Okay, so it has an image with source images logo. Image is from where? There's no image here. Image should be from, I think, from React Native. I have no idea what these people are saying. They're saying it's supposed to be inside of a particular. There's no additional configuration required in iOS, except to watch the following blah blah blah. Okay, CD into your iOS and forward install for React Native operator. Import native gesture. Don't get it. I'm not using the gesture handler. The gesture root view. Okay. Let me just use it. I think there's some mistake happening somewhere. I think this is supposed to be inside a gesture. Let me redo it. No apps connected. Make sure the app is running in the simulator. It is running. What is this thing saying? Wow. In other words, in 6 months' time, you actually need this gesture handler stuff to work. You can't just use safe view. Okay, so guys, this is what I have. It's working now. Okay. Okay, so I have another image, say cards. Yameba. Max width of 380 and height of 300. Is that MT5? What does MT means? Margin top. Okay, margin top 5. So I want to separate the text that's going to be below the image with a margin top of 5. This 5 is what? You see 5? I don't know what the 5, what unit the 5 is.
And you see how this or in the design has this special underline? Well, let's add that. Moving below both of the texts, we can create a new image, which will have a source equal to images.path with a class name equal to W-136 pixels. I found that value to work the best. And H-15 pixels for the height. We're going to also make it absolute, as we need to absolutely position it below that aura text, and give it a minus bottom -2 and minus right -8 to position it just right. Let's also give it a resize mode equal to contain. There we go, that's much better. Now we can go below the image and below the view and render another piece of text. That will say something like, where creativity meets innovation. And no, this was not created by ChatGPT. I thought of this myself, for sure. Embark on a journey of limitless exploration with Aura. I mean, who wouldn't use the app once you read this text? Let's give it some class names, such as text-sm, font-regular, which is P regular, text-grade-100, so we can actually see it, margin top of 7 to divide it a bit from the top, and text-center to center it vertically. This is looking great. And finally, let's create our first custom component of the day.
Okay, so I need to add that tick and the text under. Yay, it looks horrible. Let me go back. I'm missing something. Okay, the main text which says, okay, this is 3XL. The text is 3XL. What is mine? It's 3XL also. Text white. Font bold. Center. Text secondary 200. Text 100 200. I'm missing something. Endless possibilities. I think he purposely took this one down. Is that the case? I don't think that will make any difference. It did. No, it didn't. So depending on the device you put this on, it looks like shit. Just that thing. 136, 15136. Absolute.
Of 7 to divide them from the top, and text dash center to center it vertical.
Bottom 2, right 2. Resize contain, okay. Is it because I used single quote? Am I even supposed to be using single quote? It's wrong, right? Yeah, it's very wrong. I should not be using single quote. But it's accepting it all. It's bad practice to use single quote for HTML. How many did I use? That's a lot. I don't know why, but depending on the resizing, this thing, it doesn't always work out well. Like, guessing what he is using is something like this. This for iPad. iPad looks strange, so I don't know whether you guys see it. But when you change the view, it goes good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good. So this is the design I want. This is the level I want. I think I can do without that one. I will survive. I will survive. Except I'm putting it in the wrong place. It's supposed to be with view, 2 views. Text within a text within a text. Then view. Image real. Looks good.
This is looking great. And finally, let's create our first custom component of the day.
Well, I've not added the last text. The red line indicates that PX is missing. I don't see any red line. I don't see any red line. Red line. Okay. I think I'm missing something. So this my scroll view has brought everything more below than I think it should.
To do that, we go to our File Explorer and create a new folder called Components. Within Components, we create a new file called Custom Button.jsx. And there we can run rnfe to quickly spin up our custom button. And now that we have our custom button, we can go back to our index.jsx. Right below the text, we can start typing custom button and automatically import it from components. If we save it, you won't be able to see anything. That's because it's showing dark text on dark background. But this is our sign to dive into the before, but now you get a chance to put your skills to the test to actually use what you learned in a real app. So let's import the touchable opacity coming from React Native, and instead of wrapping everything with a view, let's wrap it with a touchable opacity component. And don't forget to import the text. We'll still need it. We still can't see anything, so let's give it some classes. I'm gonna say class name is equal to, and I'm gonna make it a dynamic template string on VG secondary. There we go, that's already better, at least we can see something. We can make it a rounded -XL, which will round the corners, and give it a mid-h of 62 pixels for the height. We can also make it justify center and items center, and this is already looking a bit better. Let's style the text element within it by giving it a class name equal to text-primary, font-p semi-bold, text-lg to make it a bit larger, and within it we can render whatever we want to say. So what we can do is pass some special prompts to a custom button to truly make it a custom reusable component. We can pass some prompts like the title, because every time we use this custom button, we don't want it to say custom button. We want it to say something like continue with email in this case. We can also pass a handle press, not handle click, handle press in this case, which will be a callback function. For now we can leave it empty. And we can also pass container styles, which are some additional styles we're going to pass, such as W4, margin top of 7. So if we go back, let's put all of these prompts to use by first destructuring them. We can destructure the title, the handle press, the container styles, and in some cases, we might also have text styles as well as is loading property. We'll have it when submitting the video. So now we can expand our touchable opacity, and we can also give it the on press handler, which will be equal to handle press, which we're passing as a prompt. We can also modify the active opacity to something like 0.7, I think looks best. This is the opacity of the button once you press it, and we can apply the container styles right within our other styles, which will make it fit the full width of the screen. And if is loading, we can apply the opacity of 50 to make it seem like you cannot click it. That's gonna look something like this. And also, we can give it a disabled state if we're loading, which is not happening right now, so it looks good. Next, let's also make this dynamic template string the class names for the text element, which is gonna look something like this if we properly close it. And we can also use the text styles right here if we're passing any. And most importantly, we can make this text render the title, which is coming dynamically from the index page where we're calling this custom component. And there we have it. We have our button. The last thing we need below the scroll view will be a component called status bar. It's a self-closing component which we can import from expo status bar right at the top, and it will have a background color of hash 161622 and a style of light. Do you see what happened when I added that? Let me comment it out and bring it back. Basically, since our app is in dark mode, it also darkened status bar and gave it a style of light. So now you can see your battery percentage, clock, and all the other stuff at the top as well. This is very useful in case you want to show it or hide it within your application. One thing that I've noticed recently is that some apps purposefully show it because they want you to have all that information, but some apps sneakily hide it, so you get lost in time and spend more time with the app. I noticed one tool press dark into expo status bar right at the top, and it will which stat below the scroll view we have our button.
happen now? What happiness? Class name, minimum height, 62. Yes. Something is not right. It is not doing. Doeth not it.
And there we have it.
What did I miss? There's a custom button here. The custom button is loaded from here. Is it because it is loaded like this? Okay, let me just do this. Use a more relative distance. So it's saying loading. There's a problem with loading. That's 48, 948. There's no loading here now. Are we? Recompile. It's still showing. It's showing this. Let me clean the app. Your button is not showing. Okay, debugging time. Debugging time. Can I comment this? So if I return a text instead that has the type inside of it or upper, can't see anything. I can see. Skeptical about the touchable capacity now. Where you getting the wrong element. Coming from here. Coming from here. Don't turn me to madman. It's coming from React Native, not from gesture handler. Waiting. Continue with email. Get. It's a mobile app. Charlie.
This is very useful in case you want to show it or hide it with your application. One thing that I've noticed recently is that some
So status bar to under the scroll view. Background color.
apps purposefully show it because they want you to have them.
What background color did I use before? So speed up. Is 116. So that would be colors dot primary. That's it. So if I make it dark, what my iPad will turn to what? Doesn't affect the iPad.
Information. But some apps sneak it. I noticed that they use the sense supplement and give them a lasting way to exit the route. Two things. Right and then three actually provide our users with a way to exit it, meaning to go to the next screen. So for the first time, we're gonna use the router. Right at the top, component, as well as the router itself. In this case, we don't have to declare it as a hub. Rather, the only thing we have to say is router.push. And we're pushing to /sign-in, as that's the next component we want to work on. And believe it or not, that's it for our onboarding screen. Now, there's just one small thing I noticed, and that is that back here in our view, instead of H full, we can give it H dash and then about 85 VH. This will actually help us center the content in the middle of the screen, and we can even make it mid dash H. So this is going to be the mid height of the screen, and now it's nicely centered. With that done, I want you to take your phone in your hand and
There's a router.push somewhere.
router itself. In this case, we don't have to declare it as a hook. Rather, the only thing we have to say is router.push, as well as the router itself. In the
think that's it.
In this case, we don't have to declare it as a hook. Rather, the only thing we have to say is router dot push. And we're pushing to /sign-in, as that's the next component we want to work on. And believe it or not, the whole thing I do min-a.
Does it work? It's smoother than my bank app. Man, React Native is actually good for just mainly CRUD applications. Except you want to do games or something, this is good enough to do the UI of any business that just mainly software as a service or something. Not software as a service. Yeah, it's good enough, to be honest. Wow. Wow. Okay, so let me not make this stream go any longer. You guys have seen it. It is working. It's been a very long video stream. So my editor will be like, you won't kill me, don't give you. But yeah, I want to do more of this. It's not been, I'll take that intro again with that outro. You guys have seen it that I set out to do a React application and it worked, a React Native application, and it worked out fine. So it is possible and it is doable. If you just follow the instruction, you can do something as good as this one. So do not fret, do not get confused. You can do it. So it took me about 5 hours or so, because it's my first time. So I already reached the first React application like 3 hours ago. I just wanted to do more complex things, the assets, the constants, the transitions, the reverting, the routing, and all of them I was able to accomplish today. So it's actually a good tutorial. Please check out the YouTube channel JavaScript Mastery. Yes, that is JavaScript Mastery. It's actually a very good channel, so check them out. It's actually very good, and before you know it, you have a React app that's actually working. Although this is not deployed and working as a standalone app, it is running via the Expo app. So Expo helps me to compile the application without necessarily doing it from VS Code, not VS Code, from Xcode, or for Android users, or Android developers, Android studios. So it's something that you yourself will enjoy doing. I didn't have any issues doing this when I was working with Android studios and doing Android apps. It was not easy getting things done, getting a button to click. It's been a while, but I don't know how easy it is nowadays, but it was very hard then. So try it out yourself. Create a React application, even if it just does something simple like write your name. It's actually very good. So hopefully I will be able to get an application out. I'll keep practicing, then I will do a stream where I want to, from beginning to the end, create a hymnal application. So my React muscle is not that good yet, or rather my React Native muscle is not that good. So it is something that I will want to perfect before I do that stream, so that I don't bore people watching the stream. So thanks for everyone who has been watching the stream so far. God bless you all, and hopefully we'll see you for the next stream. Hopefully, God willing. Please. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you guys and gals later. Bye-bye.